Hello again, friends, and welcome to another fine edition of 151. My name is Adam, and I'm joined by a man who looks like a nerd with glasses on. Ladies and gentlemen, his name is Justin.
Hey, how's it going? You know what? You and your beard.
Well, we were talking right before the show started. He's like, and I'm not going to bring up your beard because, like, every time we've started a show during COVID,
No, your beard. No, we're not going to do that.
Okay. Anyways, we're 151. Thanks for joining us on the show tonight. Hopefully you like, follow, and share on Podbean, iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, Spotify. Every single channel out there, including YouTube, and all the links will be at the bottom of the page. Do us a favor, hit the subscribe button, and please share with your friends. You look like you want to say something.
Look at how hot my coffee is. I just fogged my own nerd glasses.
I like how it's roughly, what time is it? About 8:45 on a Saturday night, and you're drinking coffee.
Yeah.
All right. Well, cool. Good for you. Hey, we'll finish out the intro, and then we'll talk a little bit. If you can't find us, head to 151theshow.com, and as always, we are on social media as well. Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, all at 151theshow. Please like, follow, share, and support the page. We'd appreciate it. Been getting a lot more people kind of hanging around lately, so thank you for that. This is where we almost need to do a Patreon account.
Almost. I mean, I hope we've been providing a little bit of enjoyment in the downtime here. I mean, I made a fairly rash promise at the beginning of the COVID that we would provide lots and lots of entertainment, to which you said, "Are you freaking nuts?" Because we've never had a release schedule like that.
But we have been more consistent this year. This is the first year that we haven't taken a break from like June through February.
This is also the first time that we've had an excuse to, in some ways, I feel like we lowered our standards by not doing an in-person conversation and relying on the technology. Because when we first started this, it was hey, we don't want to be those crappy nerds talking minutia on a couple of webcams back and forth. But by the same token, number one, everybody's doing it. I mean, right now, I think we've got better production value than the Tonight Show had for a while. And B, it's allowed us to get the content out there. I mean, between this and between side jobs and hey, I have a really nice series on building a server out there that like only 3 people have seen on this channel. So I know there's new content for you people.
There you go. And go check out the YouTube page, because we do videos for all this. What the hell was that?
That was my phone. I'm sorry.
Oh, God. It's like, what kind of weird Anyways, welcome to the show tonight. Before we actually get into the topic, a couple things I want to cover. Both Justin and I are big fans of the Dresden Files. New book finally came out, last month or the month before?
I think in July.
Okay, so that book came out, and now Battlegrounds. When we are taping this, during it's September. It's the last 26th. Saturday of September, the 26th.
Happy anniversary, Ryan and Christy.
Yes, and happy anniversary to you and Sheena last night, correct?
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you, yes.
Ryan, who was on the show with us last week, thought about joining us tonight, but he's having an anniversary tonight. Battleground going to be coming out here in a week or like Tuesday, or it's like Tuesday or Thursday. It's end of September. I just can't remember which one it is. But we never
It'd be really funny if it came out last like 2 days ago.
Oh geez, yeah. Well, we had never talked about the new book when it came out, because you hadn't read it. I read it in a night and gave myself a migraine.
Right.
Which I will not do again.
Yeah, and I had it pre-ordered. I saw it sitting there, and every time I'd start to pick it up, I tried to get through the first chapter like 4 times, and it was kids and phone calls and work and
yeah. I was only okay with the other book, or which one was the Peace Talks that came out?
Peace Talks. Yeah.
I thought it was too much. You said it kind of before we started recording. It's too much setting up for the next book.
It had a lot of Avengers syndrome, Iron Man 2 syndrome, where it was
Yeah.
just laying groundwork. Don't get me wrong. I think a Dresden Files book is like a Marvel movie Pizza and Sex. Even when it's not that great, it's still better than most
Agreed.
everything else out there.
And I don't think we can do a full review of it tonight because I do think you need Battleground with that book to really know if it's a good book or not. Because let's face it, if Return of the Jedi came out without Empire Strikes Back, it wouldn't have meant as much, right? This could be.
Return of the Jedi will come up later in this program anyway. So
yes, it will. So long story short, book pun.
Long story short, it was a great book, but it was 40% of Butcher in his prime, padded out to novel length.
You know what? I wouldn't even give it that it was a great book. I thought it was okay at best.
Okay. Well, for average, it is good.
Like the whole sinus thing. Like if that doesn't pay off in the next book, I'm gonna think that's a really dumb subplot. That made
Chekhov's gun, man. If you hang it on the wall, somebody better fire it.
Yeah, and there was just some other parts. It was like, okay, it's all right. There's nothing here that I really write home about and say, oh my God, if you're going to read one Dresden File book, this is the one you'd read. I better look back after reading Battleground, look back at this and be like, okay, this is why it was like this. That's what I'm hoping at least. So Battleground, please save us. So before we get to our official topic,
although
what?
Spoiler alert, it did have the distinction finally fulfilling 20 years of promise of getting down with Murphy.
Yeah, and you know what? I don't really like that he's with Murphy. I would have rather him ended up with actually Laura or even the Winter Lady. What's her name? Molly.
Molly?
Yeah, it makes sense.
That's a problematic Woody Allen relationship right there.
It's really not when you think about it in the wizard terms. When he was dating, when he was banging the head of the wardens, how much older was she than him?
Well, that's a different story. He hadn't practically helped raise the head of the wardens, nor she him.
I just think
any time that you enter a relationship with your half brother's half sister, that's a little creepy as well.
I've seen those on Pornhub before.
The word step changes everything, and by God, she got stuck in that dryer for a reason.
This is 151. Hopefully you're enjoying the show so far as we steer out of the lane of the Dresden Files because it took us to Pornhub for the first time in a while.
And somebody just went, they're filthy.
Yes, we really, really are. If you really knew what goes on behind this mind. So anyways, 151 The Show is going on right now. You can find out more about it at 151theshow.com, this station's website.com, on social media at Facebook, Twitter, and Tumblr, all at 151 The Show, and find us on Podbean and all the other channels. All the info will be at the bottom of the page. I'm trying to think, do we want to just dive into the topic? I want to.
Yeah.
Okay, because there's something else I wanted to bring up.
Well, let's do that too.
Okay, so Marvel Avengers finally came out.
I'm fairly sure that we can get through our topic, our main topic. I have enough stuff to either hit like 15 minutes and make the point, or I can go for like an hour and a half. So I'm fine with that.
Well, just because it's a little bit more topical, Marvel's Avengers finally came out, and I don't get to talk about PS5 stuff a lot or console video games. Got it. Originally got it for a Christmas present last Christmas, and it finally, it got delayed. Finally showed up. Guess what? It's not that good.
Oh, see, and I've been waiting. My plan has been, as I've said before, to jump ship from PlayStation to Xbox.
Yeah.
And thanks to my illness and migraines this week, the reason that I've got my glasses on tonight, my nerd glasses, as you lovingly called them. I've never really appeared in public before.
I like how you took them off, though, by the way.
Well, they were actually making my eyes worse than having them on.
And if you want to see Justin with glasses on, head to our YouTube page.
There you go.
Its link is at the bottom of the page as well. Just
go
and subscribe to the YouTube page. That's all I ask. Go there.
You can also see one of Adam's cats trying to load itself in the washing machine.
Oh, no, they can't actually because I'm got a different camera on me. So, anyways, it's only okay at best as we get completely sidetracked.
We're sorry. Yeah, I was waiting to get it for Xbox, so I'm glad you're getting a playthrough here and giving me the scoop.
Well, the last time I really got into a video game, the two last games I really got into were Red Dead Redemption 2 and the Spider-Man game on PS4.
And of course, your ongoing love affair with World of Warcraft.
Yes, but that's completely different then. Shadowlands, by the way, is coming out in October.
That's their new expansion?
That's their new expansion. They're actually doing a level crunch. So I'm at level 120 right now. Everybody that's at 120 is getting squished down to 50.
Oh, really?
And then you can actually start in any zone to start a new character, apparently.
Interesting.
And what was the other thing that happened with it? They're actually redoing you remember Wrath of the Lich King, the pre-patch content for it?
Yep.
They're kind of redoing that for the new pre-patch. It's going to be like a big zombie attack on Azeroth.
Interesting.
So we could talk more about that later. But no, the last two console games I got into was Red Dead Redemption 2 and Spider-Man. I love both of them for different reasons. Spider-Man was great. The controls were you had to kind of know what you were doing, in Red Dead or Spider-Man. Marvel Avengers, I just feel like I'm mashing buttons. I don't really know what any of them do. I kind of know which one shoots. I kind of know which one does, punches. But in the end, I just feel like I'm mashing buttons. I'm not playing on the easiest level. I'm not playing on the hardest level. It's probably somewhere in the middle. But it just, the story's okay, but it's taking a while to get into. The Hulk sucks. Playing as him, any mission that I have to play
as fugly in the real game is what I see in the renders.
Well, apparently he's depressed in the game.
No, Black Widow. She's just incredibly square-jawed lantern. I mean, she looks like Homelander, for God's sake.
I've only played as her once. She was fun to play as, kind of at the beginning, because at the beginning of the game you play as all the Avengers. Thor. Okay. You kind of throw Mjolnir around and stuff and hit people with lightning, and Hulk is dumb. Iron Man's kind of cool. I just got to the part where you get the choice between lasers, rockets, and the repulsor cannons. So maybe that adds a little bit to the game, but overall, that you play as Miss Marvel for a good chunk of it. And I can't think of it's Khan, but I can't remember. Khan!
Right.
Anyways, it's okay. There may be people that really like it out there. I've heard the story is actually pretty good once you get going, but otherwise, I'm not impressed with it. For waiting 9 months to get it, I'm only okay with it.
And the only misgivings I had about the game was, I think the second thing I saw out of it from the initial trailer was the video talking about the inclusion of Miss Marvel, and it's hey, we're making an Avengers game and we're not really focusing on the core Avengers. And I'm like, shouldn't have that been make your first game about the core and then DLC it with whoever you want? I mean, and again, maybe there's a compelling story to be told there. I haven't played, so
she's all right to play. It's not bad. I didn't hate her part in it, but there is a surprise at one point. You're like, okay, I'm not playing as the Avengers. I'm playing a good chunk of this game as somebody that's not a part of the Avengers. So anyways, once you get it and kind of play it, we could talk a little bit more about it. But that brings us to our actual real topic for the night as we kind of lazily get there. This show is not very organized tonight because we kind of... Long story short, we wanted to get another show in before the end of the month, and we lost our space on Podbean, which Podbean, a great, great podcasting thing. Shameless plug there. So
absolutely.
And if they would want to give us more space, I'm completely okay with that.
we'll do all the commercials for Podbean you can ever imagine. The only drawback that I can see to Podbean is you have to go to YouTube or Facebook to understand why I'm about to tell Adam that from here I can see his Peter.
I'm wearing my my shirt that may have got a cease and desist put out by somebody from Deadpool 2, if I remember right.
Yes.
I forget what website was that.
Oh, God, it was one that you and I have both bought from before.
Okay, long story short, I'm wearing Peter. He saw the ad, and it's from Deadpool 2, Peter the character.
And is not an officially sanctioned piece of merchandise, as it turns out.
Apparently it wasn't, because it was like an executive producer from Deadpool 2, wasn't it?
One of the I think it was Tim Kring. I think it was one of the writers.
Yeah.
Executive producers.
I put it up on Twitter, and all of a sudden I get this message, and I'm like, "Who the hell is this guy?" Oh, he's actually part of the thing. He was like, "Where'd you get that shirt?" About a couple days later, that shirt was no longer on that channel or on that website anymore.
And he's like, Adam said, "Hey, dude, I didn't know," and no response. Just okay, I got my information. Moving on to the lawyers.
Yep. So. I got my shirt. That's all that matters. Anyways,
that's right.
What brings our actual real topic tonight dives into the realm of movies. We haven't had a really good breakdown of movies in a while. We haven't even really reviewed any movies for a while, have we?
Well, it's not like we've been to the theater.
Well, yes, good call. Well, anyways, the topic we're actually going to talk about tonight is what was the plan, is essentially where this comes from, and that's the easiest way I can describe it to you. Once we kind of get into this, you'll kind of figure out what we're talking about. But where this all started was my son has been really into the movie Twister lately. He's into 4 things right now: Twister, Titanic, and then some other stuff that doesn't really matter. But we've watched more Titanic and Twister stuff than you could ever possibly imagine. What were you doing with your arms? Did you not know what to do with your hands?
I was moving. I'm tethered to my phone tonight rather than using the hotspot, and I just got the notification that my internet connection was unstable, so I was moving it to a slightly higher
so
location.
that was your warning?
Yeah.
Okay, it just popped up on my phone or on the other laptop. Anyways, so he's been watching Twister, and we ended up buying Twister on one of the Vudu or something, and so we watched the very beginning of Twister over and over again. He loves watching the very beginning of Twister, where Jo loses her father. I know, right?
It's his favorite part of the new Superman, where Kevin Costner goes,
"No, it's okay." No, I don't know. We haven't got to that yet. But no, he loves watching this first thing. And as I'm watching Twister for the 800th time this year, I'm looking at it, and you look at and this goes to the shelter. And I asked people on Facebook, I'm like, is it just me, or did the dad in Twister not need to die? And this is why. His plan in Tornado Alley, because that's where she lives, somewhere in Kansas or something, right? She was in Tornado Alley. She was someplace that their family needed a bomb shelter style safe room to get away from storms. And when they show the inside of this thing, there's shelves, and it looks like poured concrete, right? I mean, it's at least, foundation, work.
It is a classic, outside entry, root cellar, storm cellar from the 40s.
But, you see a lot of them, they'll be brick walls or something. Yep. This thing was a hardened thing. It would have survived a nuclear attack. It had porthole-style windows. If you think about it, who puts porthole-style windows in a shelter? Okay? So you look at this thing and you think this family should be relatively safe. And all throughout that scene, Jo and her mom are in the back of the thing, and they're fine. The wind's not even getting them.
Right.
You look at the dad. He's over by it in all of this thing, and this is where it comes from. What was the plan here? You really thought that with this awesome storm shelter over here, to put a wood door on this thing with a $3 to $5 latch that they show this thing and it's just pulling it out of the wood. Why would you not have a better door on this thing? And if he would have just gone to the back of it, guess what? He'd probably still be alive.
Right.
And even if you think about this latch, I can even hear the conversation with him and his wife. She's looking at it, she's like, hey, do you think you had to put a bigger latch on that? Oh, I think it'll be all right. Really? I'd bet my life on it.
And I did.
Yeah. So that's essentially where this came from. It was like, what was the plan there? You really thought this just latch that you put on a fence to your garden was going to hold against the might of a tornado, that you have a hardened bomb shelter of a tornado shelter ready to go.
And while not completely on the subject of movies, this conversation gives me the first time to publicly point out, and it will further illustrate the topic that we're going to be on, where the hell are the parents of that kid in Paw Patrol? Why is an 8-year-old taking on, this is the logical fallacies we're going after. Why the hell is an 8-year-old in charge of an entire town's search and rescue department and apparently receiving billions of dollars in government funding?
Okay, what was the plan there, though? Think about it. Go down the actual thinking of Paw Patrol. All right, we need to have our police force, our fire department, recycling, construction,
garbage, public works, forest and park rescue, Air Force. We're going to do it all with dogs.
And not even dogs, puppies.
Puppies.
All right, are we going to have like a trained guy that may be able to like do CP? Okay.
Follow me on this. 8-year-old douchebag on a 4-wheeler.
It is true, though. It really is true.
I know this kid named Ryder. Not even like Ryder with a Y. That's the level of douchey we're going to here.
But think about it. What was the plan there? Okay, we're going to replace our police department with a puppy German Shepherd. That Dalmatian should be good for the fire department. So okay.
Construction, bulldog.
I have a small question. How are they going to do all this? They don't have thumbs. We're going to give them dog houses that transform into a fire truck. You're going to make a dog house that transforms into a fire truck. Yeah. Let's do it.
Bitch, I'm in. You son of a bitch, I'm in.
This is 151 The Show. You can find out more about us at 151theshow.com or this station's website.com. We're on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, all at 151 The Show. And we hope that you hit that subscribe button on Podbean, iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, Spotify, TuneIn, YouTube, and all the others. Would really like to see that YouTube channel grow. And so we can put up, you know what? We should put your computer videos up there.
We should.
All right. So you brought up one. I brought up one. I'm going to bring up my next one.
So just that conversation is brought to you by me and my wife sitting on the couch one night and her asking me, why the hell would the people of this town elect a mayor that dependent on a chicken? And I said, the same people who decided to turn public works over to a pack of dogs.
Well, did you see the Dax Shepard Paw Patrol thing?
I did. That was hilarious.
Oh, God. And didn't he, he just, I thought I just saw an article that he may have had a relapse.
Yeah, he did.
Which is sad.
He went back on the painkillers.
You know what? There's a lot of people that don't like Dax Shepard. I actually really I think he's a really funny cat.
Look, I got a lot of feeling for anybody who is willing to embrace that battle in public. Because I can tell you why I've never had a problem. A while back, I got during an injury deal, I got an option. The doc's like, well, what do you like for painkillers? And I said, no oxy and he's like, "Do you have a bad reaction?" I said, "No, the problem is I like it, like you said, so we're just gonna stay away from that crap."
When I blew out my knee, they gave right after knee surgery, they gave me Oxy. That was go to sleep medicine, and that was good. I could see how people get hooked on that damn stuff.
Oh, that's the thing. I mean, I've always described it like this. It's like hydrocodone, you get hurt and you take it and it helps with the pain. Oxy, you still feel everything. You just don't care.
Yeah.
I mean,
I remember I would go to bed because I was still working mornings in radio. So I'd go to bed and I'd lay in bed, and I was sleeping in a different bed than my wife, at the time, fiance, just because I didn't want to bump my knee or anything, you know?
Sinners.
Yeah. Yeah. But that was a great laugh, by the way, from me. I'm just going to pat myself on the back for that.
It really was.
But yeah, I
release that as a ringtone.
Yeah. I can do Krusty the Clown's laugh.
God, start working that into the afternoon show.
Okay, I will. Anyways, Oxy was awesome. Getting back to the point of and Dax Shepard, we wish you nothing but the best. We really do. Okay, so the next stop on our little tour of what was the plan here. This is when I actually brought up to Justin when I pitched him this idea for this. Return of the Jedi.
Told you it'd come up later.
Great movie, right?
Yeah.
Someone explain to me what Luke Skywalker's plan was at the very beginning.
Lando snuck in with a face mask.
Yeah.
What was the point of everything else? Like, him and Luke could have put on another face mask, walked in, floated Han out one night.
Yeah. Well, you think about it, like Leia, she goes in, she gets turned into slave in really hot bikini, you know? Yeah. Which was awesome, by the way. I mean, thumbs up, Jabba. But she goes in, she gets him. Okay, so that's the first part of the plan. Okay, so what was the extraction? How was they going to get her out?
But if that had worked, there was no Luke part of that. So he set up R2 with the saber.
Yeah.
And if Leia got him out, then what? They were going to have to bust back in to get the droids out and recover Luke's lightsaber?
See, this is how I think it should have. So, but the way Luke kind of went about it was, like, when he got to the point of, being out on the walking the plank out in the middle of the desert, he's like, Jabba, I'll give you one more chance. And, R2 slowly gets into place like, hey, this is the part of the plan where I'm supposed to shoot the lightsaber over to Luke so he can save everybody, right?
Right.
So at some point they had to sit down and go through all this. Okay, I'm going to get captured by Jabba. I'm going to, somehow we're going to end up out in the desert. R2, just be ready when I do a certain hand motion or something. Just shoot that lightsaber out.
Make sure that you're serving drinks on this barge that we don't actually have written into the plan yet.
Yeah. We're going out on Jabba's barge? What? Anyways, this is how I think it should have gone down. I think Luke should have bypassed Leia, bypassed putting Lando in there, bypassed the droids, walked straight in, said, I'd like a meeting with Jabba. And they're like, okay. He does some Jedi stuff, but gets his meeting with Jabba, right? So Jabba so he goes into the room with Jabba. He's standing there, and he says, listen, I want my friend back. Dega booga Jetta. Jabba laughs at him. Everybody laughs at him. That's when Luke takes out his lightsaber and slices a dude in half.
Right.
And I'm not talking about, like, at the waist. I'm talking, like, stem to stern, cut him in half.
Right.
And then when everybody kind of takes a second to look and be like, holy shit, you just cut another dude in half. Same way. And then you look at Jabba and you say, I want my friend. And at that point, when some guy comes in and lights up two guys like that, slices them in half from butthole to forehead, you know that he means business. And at the casino, they hand you a thing of chips, say, enjoy the buffet as we get your friend.
Well, or I can see it going this way, considering at the time, Han, unless there was a sudden promotion there in between Hoth and Tatooine, or Endor later in the movie, Han was a general in the Rebel Army.
Yeah.
Or at least high enough ranking that he was fairly important around Hoth, and had left to clear up the price on his tag, but was obviously in a position of command. So you go back, let's grab Mon Mothma, let's grab General Hux, one of those, or not Hux, but one of the other guys. They park a Rebel frigate over Tatooine, and it goes a little something like this: "Hey Jabba, there's an there's a transmission in on this this thing. Okay, Mon Mothma's there on the screen. Okay, we've just sent Jedi Luke Skywalker and a team of heavily armed commandos are at your front door. You will turn General Solo over. We will compensate you, or we will reduce your facility to slag."
Yeah.
We have 37 proton torpedoes locked on. How do you want to do this?
I kind of go with my plan where you cut a mother in half.
I know. I do too. I'm just saying there were plenty of options here. But what we got was the most cinematically probably fun, but the worst plan.
Well, okay, I'll do you one better for Star Wars. Go back to the end of Revenge of the Sith. Okay, I'm going to take the girl. We're going to put her in here as a princess. We're going to keep her in the spotlight as a princess of this planet.
Right.
All right. Her dad, who's force sensitive, will never find her. Obi-Wan sitting there, he's like, I'll do you one better. I'm going to take the other one, the boy, back to the planet where Anakin actually comes from.
Hand him to his stepbrother.
Are you going to change his name? No. He will be known as Luke Skywalker, living with Anakin's stepbrother that he really doesn't like, who is part of the family that let his mom die.
And I'm gonna go by and check this. I'm gonna be known around there as the old hermit. Or are you gonna change your name? Yeah. I'm gonna go by Ben. Well, what are you gonna do with it? No, I'm gonna keep Kenobi.
No.
Ben.
Are you going to dress differently? No. See these same robes that are kind of cinched? Gonna be wearing them for the next 30 years.
What the hell are you thinking? Dude, he hates sand.
We'll be fine.
And not only that, I'm going to keep him on the planet, tell him that his dad was a great racer and pilot, and let him figure out and never ask any questions about this strange, human kid that was the only kid to pod race successfully. Yeah. He'll never put it together. Kid is dumb as a box of rocks.
Oh, dumbest mother face of the Tatooine. I'm going
to hand him a lightsaber and let him point it at his face.
Going back to the point of all this, what was the plan? We're going to hide them in the most obvious spots possible. I never thought about, I think it was when I was doing some research on it, somebody actually brought up the Princess Leia thing. So credit for that does go somewhere else. I can't remember what channel it was I was watching, but it was an unexpected plot hole that I was like, oh, I never thought about that. I wonder if they have billboards up. Hey, look, Princess Leia's here.
Palpatine would have never actually gotten elected chancellor if some dumbass hadn't said, hey, let's take this racist character named Jar Jar and make him the senator from frickin' what was the name of that planet?
No, it was not.
Yes, it's a senator from
what was it called?
Naboo.
Naboo, there it is, Naboo. One more from Return of the Jedi. When they give the code, when have you ever seen a thing go, well, it's an old, like, what are your laptops? Like, you put in a password. Well, it's an old password, but we'll accept it.
No, you put in the password 5 times in a row, and it says, I cannot accept it, so you go to change it to what you think it ought to be, and it says, no, your password has to be different from your old password. That's what happens.
There are so many of those moments in Star Wars where you start looking back at it and it's like, what was the plan here?
Okay, so the Ewoks kill like 47 stormtroopers. Do you think at the 4,700 stormtroopers? Do you think at the celebration dinner anybody's like, "Hey, this meat tastes a little strange"?
Oh, I never thought about that. Yeah, because they were going to cook Han and Luke and all that. And I didn't really see any other animals there. Never thought about it. What was the plan?
So this cut that you're hearing right here, this is our bass drum.
Oh, I didn't even think about that either.
Ooh.
Oof. This is 151, the show. Getting pretty dark tonight.
We're all over George Lucas's storytelling abilities.
Oh, God. You can find out more about us at 151theshow.com or this station's website.com. Please hit the subscribe button on Podbean, iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, YouTube, and all the other channels we're a part of. On Facebook, Twitter, and Tumblr, all at 151. Tumblr? Boy, I haven't said Tumblr in a while. On Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, all at 151 The Show. We pretty much abandoned the Tumblr account. So,
look, when Yahoo bought it and they banned pornography off Tumblr, everybody stopped going. So
yeah, exactly.
There was no longer any point.
What's the point? We're talking about what was the plan. This stems from me watching Twitter.
Wow.
Watching
from Adam watching Twister.
Thank you for the 800th time. You got another movie that you look back at and you think, what was the plan?
I have, and this one, honestly, it wasn't. I started thinking about it, and it actually bothered me so much. I went back to see if I could find a direct quote, and I did.
Okay.
The Matrix.
Okay.
Which, I mean, that movie still kind of holds up. I mean, if you go back, that's still pretty
The Matrix
widely
is
held.
great.
The original, not the sequels, maybe not so much, but I'm just saying overall that a lot of people don't think they held up as well. The original is still up on this pedestal, but I would like to read you a direct quote from that, a direct line. Morpheus calls Neo on the phone and says this: "This line is tapped, so I must be brief.
Okay.
They got to you first, but they underestimated how important you are. If they knew what I know, you'd probably be dead. Hey, dude, they know that now because you just f***ing told them."
Doesn't he stay on the phone with him for a while, too?
Yes.
Like he's directing him through the building? Is that part, or is this a different part?
I think that's a different part, if I remember right. But it's a tap phone. That is so. What was your plan?
Yeah, I just thought of another one. There's. I'll tell you this. When I was talking to Ryan this week, he brought up one that I want to bring up here in a second. But I just thought of one in Star Trek Nemesis when Shinzon steals Picard. You remember the part where they were talking about, oh, his cloak is perfect. We can't find. I mean, this guy is hid from us.
Mm-hmm.
So he steals, he gets Picard. What was the plan? All right, we got Picard. We've got a perfect cloak. We can take off and go wherever we want. Our plan will be fine. No. Let's sit right in front of him. No. Follow me. We're going to sit right in front of him.
Sir, do you want to like Z minus 10,000 meters or something? Maybe get off.
Maybe like 100.
Just think, dude, sir, we're 500 meters tall. We won't do any good by going down 100.
Just 100. It's fine. It's fine. Okay. We're gonna hide right in front of them with our perfect cloak that we could have gone to any place. We could have gone and done our plan, and the Enterprise wouldn't have known we were gone.
You do realize they can't detect us going to warp, sir. We could do this on Ryza.
What isn't it Austin Powers where he's like, no, we can kill him right now. I got a gun in my room. We can do it right now.
No, Scott. I want sharks with freaking laser beams.
There you go. All right. So you had what was the Matrix there? I kind of feel like I'm stealing if I brought this up, but Ryan, who joined us last week, when I told him the conversation he was having, and by the way, again, happy anniversary to both him and Christy. She puts up with so much.
Boy, you know what? Poor eyesight and bad judgment on her part has really paid off for that guy.
I know. The one he came up with this, and this is completely Ryan's topic, but Poltergeist. So what was the plan? You're telling me we're going to open a portal into another universe, and you're gonna tie a rope around my waist, and I'm gonna go into the other universe,
right,
to possibly find a child.
Right.
Is this a
with
good
no
rope?
Location, and we're hoping we can open a portal within rope length.
I thought about that the other day, and I'm like, is this a good rope? No, we got it at We got it at 1980s Walmart. All right, let's do it.
That is such a screwed up movie, and
it's so good. Though.
But here's the thing. So as a preteen, like I'm saying, I don't know when that movie came out. I'm saying like between 1989 and let's say 92. My mother loved watching that movie, and I, as a small child, about my daughter's age now, sadly enough, saw that movie. I can't even tell you how many frickin' times. Probably scarred me for life. Probably why I don't care for horror movies as an adult. That was so inappropriate, and I never really thought about that until right now with a child close to that same age. Hey, Savannah. Want to go see a movie with real skeletons in a pool?
Yeah, but seeing what's-her-name get thrown up on the ceiling and just rolled around in her underwear wasn't bad.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah, you know. This is 151 The Show. You can find out more about us at 151theshow.com or the station's website.com. We're on Podbean, iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, YouTube. Please hit that subscribe button for us. We'd appreciate it. If you miss anything, Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram, all at 151 The Show. Do you have any more of these what's the plan?
I have probably the one that will change your life the most.
Okay. Let's end there, okay? And then we'll do a shameless plug, okay?
And it doesn't take very long because it's so mind-numbingly, like, blatantly obvious when you think about it, okay?
All right.
And I hope Seth is watching this because this is one of his favorite movies.
Oh, God.
In Jaws.
All right.
It's what Roy Scheider. I can't think of Roy Scheider's name.
Schneider.
It's Scheider, but I can't think of his character name. So it's
Samsonite. I was way off.
So it's Brody, Hooper, and Quint.
Yep.
Right?
We're gonna need a bigger boat.
And they end up going out. I think you're gonna need a bigger boat. So Hooper was rich, and earlier in the damn movie, they go out on this huge boat with sonar and fish finders and underwater cameras, and for some reason they forget that boat exists and go out on Quint's piece of shit. They had a bigger boat.
All right, sir, would you like to go out on the SS Battleship over here? No. You see that piece of shit over there?
No,
that one.
This dinghy, this one that barely, that one. The one that smells like chum. I want to go on that one.
The one that I'm pretty sure is held together by bird shit.
Sir, this one has underwater cameras, sonar, depth charges, and a torpedo. No, you, buddy. I want the bird shit boat.
Oh, that's amazing. Oh, that's good. I like it. I like it a lot.
You can't ever watch that movie the same way again now, can you?
You know what, though? Jaws never really did a whole lot for me.
Oh, okay.
It like, I've seen it, but it's been probably 25 years.
You know, if you watch it backwards, it's about a philanthropic shark that vomits people's limbs.
Okay, side note real quick. Have you ever watched, there's a thing on YouTube called Stuff in Reverse. And there's one where like this guy like barfs up cotton candy back into a thing.
Okay.
But there is, do you remember the scene from Raising Arizona where John Goodman and the other dude break out of prison?
Vaguely.
They're like in Raising Arizona, just a great rewatch. But like they're out, it's a rainstorm, and like his hand comes up, and he's like pulling up, and John Goodman's going, ah, ah, and he reaches down into the earth, and he pulls out his buddy by the leg and stuff. You remember that at all?
I vaguely remember. It's probably been 20 years since I've seen the movie.
There's somebody that put that scene into reverse, and it's the funniest thing you've ever seen.
God.
John Goodman like shoves this guy by one leg down into the earth, and then he like crawls in, and then his hand. Oh God, it's so funny. I'll have to send it to you.
So if you're on YouTube looking at that real quick as a tag, I just saw this the other day. Somebody pitch corrected one of the Alvin and the Chipmunks movies.
Yeah.
So they actually sound like grown men.
Oh wow.
It's nightmare fuel. And they did the whole movie. It's on YouTube. So watch it before it gets taken down. But it is so disturbing. Hey, Dave.
Oh, that's awesome. All right, friends, I think that's going to do it for us tonight. Thank you so much for joining us. This is 151 The Show. You can find us on 151theshow.com or thisstationswebsite.com. We're on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, all at 151 The Show, and we hope that you subscribe and like and follow and share and do all that cool stuff on Podbean, iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, YouTube, TuneIn, Spotify. New to Amazon Podcast, by the way. Got that finally came through.
Some of that Jeff Bezos fat cash.
There you go. And just kind of a preview for the month of October. We are going to be doing some paranormal stuff. Got a couple really cool shows coming up, so we'll have more details for that as it comes. But tonight, we can't end without a shameless plug.
Cue the music!
All right, friends, this is the part of the show where we shamelessly plug something. It doesn't matter what it is. It can be a product. It can be a website. It can be a restaurant, a tool, a person like we did last time with Ryan. It really
Seriously, if somebody's out watching, give that man a job.
Yes.
If you can use him, give him a job.
There you go. Gigolo is on the top of that list.
Hell yeah.
So anyways, this is part of the show where we shamelessly plug something, and because we both kind of have one, I think we're going to kind of do two right now. So do you want to go first?
This will be one of our extremely rare double headers.
There you go. Do you, by the way, do you know there's a season 4 of Brockmire?
No.
We started watching it the other night, and a lot of people said it's really bad, but so far I've laughed a lot at it. So, but that's for another time. Do you want me to go?
There's a season 11 of Archer, by the way, too.
I never got into Archer.
It had its ups and downs, but it's good. So I'm going to start.
Okay.
I'm going to plug something that I honestly never thought I'd own, but I had some expiring rewards points for a hotel chain that
doesn't exist anymore.
No, it's not like I'm going to be using free hotel rooms in the middle of the COVID for a while.
Yeah.
So I got myself a Galaxy smartwatch. I don't know how that's coming through.
We can see lights and stuff. That's about it.
Okay. So this thing is pretty phenomenal. I went the wrong way there. You can get your widgets. You can do, your local weather. There's some apps. This thing is tracking my calorie movement and my steps for the day. You can make phone calls and get text messages on it. It will measure your stress level, as you can see.
You're just buried in the red.
So it honestly. So I told you, and I told you earlier. I was trying to tell earlier that I was talking about the Xbox. The reason I missed the pre-order this week because I've had some really bad migraines.
Yeah.
And I was like drugged out of my mind when they went live on Tuesday and completely forgot about it. But so the stress meter also measures pain pretty well. But all over, I mean, it even tracks your sleep. You can make it track your your hydration.
Wow.
If you're
Can you?
it's a really handy tool, and it'll measure your heartbeat. It's got sensors in the back to measure your heart rate and stuff.
Can you?
So,
And this might be kind of a personal question. Can you keep track of your diabetes on there?
No. It's not quite that. I mean, that'd be a pretty specialized. My pump doesn't interface with my phone at all because Bluetooth and hijacking and whatnot. But my favorite thing about it
is it looks very stylish with a suit.
Thank you. My favorite part about it, of course, now I've reset everything.
Real quick question about are you a watch wearer? Like, do you like wearing watches?
I used to be. I haven't been, but now I am again.
Okay.
It's got a lightsaber app. It amuses me.
There you go. That's all you need. That's cool, man. I'm not a watch wearer. Like, I shouldn't say I hate watches, but I don't wear them. I don't like wearing a lot of jewelry or, stuff on me. So
yeah,
it's just I've never looked at any of the smartwatches and thought, wow, I need one of those.
It's pretty. I mean, it really is pretty helpful, especially if you're like trying to meet step goals or calories or trying to watch your health. It's pretty nice. I know that's not you, but
what are you saying? Okay, all right.
Or if you just want to play with a lightsaber.
I'm just gonna make my my shameless play tonight really short because that was a good one. Good piece of technology there, Justin.
Thank you.
If you get a chance, go on YouTube and look up somebody called DJ Cumberbund.
Okay.
You know what? Did you put the song up this week?
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yes.
I was trying to think of I was thinking about Frog Leap there for a second with Leo's recent cover of WAP, but yeah, the DJ Cumberbund was amazing.
DJ Cumberbund is a guy on YouTube, and I'm guessing he's a club DJ or a production guy or something. I don't know his story, but he puts these videos up on YouTube of just remixes of songs. And he's done like one of my favorite ones is Earth, Wind, and Fire versus Ozzy was a really good one. I'm trying to think of some of the other ones off the top of my head. He just did one where he took Nickelback and he made I Love Pants, I Love Feet. And he could
I love your feet around your pants. I love your feet around your feet.
It is so funny.
I love your pants around your pants.
Oh God, but no,
I love pants.
He does. One of the really cool ones. He mixed Slipknot with NSYNC.
I don't think I saw that one. I'll have to check that one out.
And he actually went through and made Corey Taylor into like a boy band stuff. Like he pitched a bunch of different versions of it, so it sounded like five guys. So very cool stuff. If you get a chance, go check out DJ Cumberbund and Google or Galaxy Watch. Right?
Yep. Galaxy Watch.
All right, there you have it, friends. All right, that's going to do it for us tonight. Please have a great rest of the night. We'll see you in October for some really cool shows, and we'll see you next time. Oh, there's your tease.